Hi guys, so on Tuesday the headbangers were out in force for a debate on negotiations with the WHO regarding international health regulations. Now that was what it was supposed to be about, but instead it was a chance for the crazies in the Tory party to grandstand against the pandemic lockdowns. The Tories were assisted by their partners in crime, the DUP, who ranted and raved about sovereignty and supranational entities. But perhaps one of the worst was our old friend Tom Hunt, who first attacked Labour for not turning up for the debate, then mentioned Brexit and the European Convention on Human Rights. Tom, it seems like many Brexiteers want to leave stuff. But don't worry, Tom, an election is hopefully just around the corner and you get a chance to leave permanently. Have a listen.
Tom Hunt.
Mr. Speaker, I'd say to my right honourable friend, the member for Reading Wickford, it's hardly surprising that a debate that largely hinges upon national sovereignty is of very little interest to the Labour Party opposite.
Wait a minute. Look at the benches before. So the Tories are on the left bench. And there's like maybe, 12 people there? How many Tory MPs are there? And you're complaining about the Labour Party. Yes, the Labour Party have about 4 or 5 MPs turn up. But your party isn't that much better.
I'd say to my right honourable friend, the member for Reading Wickford, it's hardly surprising that a debate that largely hinges upon national sovereignty is of very little interest to the Labour Party opposite. The national principle, national democracy, is something incredibly important to me, many of my constituents and other people in this place. I'm absolutely pro-collaboration, but it needs to be through the national principle, and nothing must be done that undermines the national principle. But this debate keeps on returning. We thought it would end at Brexit, it didn't. It's now going to the ECHR, and it's now going with the WHO. Will the Minister confirm to me that, yes, we are pro-collaboration and cooperation, but when it comes to national sovereignty, we should always oppose supranationalism and the worst excesses of globalism.
Does he think that he convinces people if he becomes angry? If he waves his fist about? Now, what is this about? This is about collaboration with the WHO, which was referred to as WHO by the DUP. Anyway, you need to collaborate. You need to work with supranational organizations to protect public health in the case of the WHO. But once again, these Brexiteers don't understand the importance of that. They don't understand the importance of the United Nations. Notice they never talk about leaving NATO. That's strange. You know, NATO is a supranational organization, but they're happy to be part of NATO. But the United Nations, not so sure. European Convention on Human Rights, the Council of Europe, definitely we need to leave that. Brexit, leave the European Union. So they're a little bit selective when it comes to what they want to leave, but they constantly say we need to leave stuff. Get out of this, get out of that, get out of the other. But don't worry, Tom, you'll be out probably on your ear not after maybe a few months. But what is it with this? And this is very concerning. You know, joking aside, this is very concerning because if these people have a strong voice in the next government or the next administration when the Conservatives are back in power, not with Labour, but in the next administration when they're back in power, they're going to be campaigning for things like this, leaving the European Convention on Human Rights, leaving the Council of Europe, leaving the United Nations, leaving the World Health Organization. And what does that do? It damages, as we saw with Brexit, it damages ordinary people. Ordinary people suffer. Tom Hunt will be okay. He'll be probably on his pension by then. So you have these MPs, these politicians, these commentators as well, talking about we need to leave stuff in order to get our sovereignty back. We saw it with Brexit. We need to leave the European Union in order to control our borders. And what happened since then? The numbers of migrants coming in has increased. So we need to stop listening to these people. These people need to be called out when they spew this type of rubbish. Because if it's not called out, then you're going to fall into another trap like Brexit once again. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.